Yeah, and then on the other side, SillyGobi and Hexo. SillyGobi locked in on that thatch, still keeping with the low defense legends. You see Hexo over to the Val, a very tanky legend coming in here, high defense, high movement speed. Likely will try to set up for SillyGobi if possible.
Yeah, I mean, we see defense stance thatch, and that's 4 defense, even with the defense stance. So you have to be very, very careful. You're very, very squishy. But nonetheless, you see Hexo here on the Val. I'm a Val player myself, so it's always exciting to see. Double sword looking to create some space versus this very aggressive blue team so far. Marckiemoo on the Onyx. That's what I know Marckiemoo for now that I see it. And Super Y, of course, on the Pearl.
Yeah, very interesting. You kind of got like old meta, new meta. Like back in the day, the North Americans loved double sword, double spear as like a big thing. And then nowadays, it's all about like double gauntlet. You got Onyxes, and you've seen quite a few Kayas as well. And that's what we're seeing from Marckiemoo and Super Y. It's kind of like the newer age Onyx Kaya meta.
Nice landing side air there, and going for that pogo with the ladder. It does find it, and the blue team quite a bit of a lead here. I didn't even notice. How did SillyGobi lose their second stock?
Just coming in here with a 4 defense legend. Like,
yeah.
Blink and that dude's gone, and he's getting handled right now. The weapon toss from Hexo actually keeping SillyGobi alive for a little while longer, but nice. The fact that he's not able to get out of those big strings, it's going to just be more and more trouble for him.
I like that throw the weapon up, catch it with the cannon, then use that side air. It creates a hitbox above you so people can't go on top of you where you don't usually have a hitbox on cannon. Very smart play. And even there, you know, you're really high, high damage on you, still going to save your teammates, still trying to live and really, you know, push out these stocks and get the most out of it is so important because it's never over till it is. And especially in twos, you want to hold on to those leads. You want to make it difficult. You want to make your opponents work for it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind all the time, like, what are your goals? What is your focus in that brief moment? And right now the focus is keep SillyGobi alive so that he can get some 2v2 action. But you see blue team starting to motion towards him. The neutral sig, power play, and another neutral sig. SillyGobi is out of there. It's all left to Hexo.
Double KO and Hexo on the Val. Weapon Starves tactic online for the blue team. Actually, also SillyGobi, Super Y, but Super Y picks up a weapon, and still the Weapon Starve game very possible here. Stuck on the other side. Going for that dash up down air, didn't find the connection. I don't think
that was supposed to be a down air. I think that was supposed to be a dash land down light and just didn't get the landing part, so ended up getting a down air out of that.
Okay, 1 stock left on Marckiemoo, 2 on Super Y, so quite a bit of work to do if you're Hexo there. Very, very heads up, getting the down sig on Val and then immediately dodging, not taking any damage from the weapon toss. And so far, Hexo's been playing near perfectly, finally getting caught there. As I say, is this a Caster's Curse double connection there with the downlight, but still very, very big damage swing.
Yeah, that was an interesting option there. You seen that downlight come out off of the down air from Marckiemoo. There was no situation where Marckiemoo doesn't get caught up in that downlight, which means that combo is going to end once Super Y was done with his combo. Ooh, okay, down air. Super Y is going to fall there. Hexo actually doing a really good job in this 1v2. If he takes out Marckiemoo, could be a potential 1v1.
Side sig attempt there on the Val, of course, in the air. It goes downwards, but it actually costs you the game, tapping it in with the gravity cancel downlight into ground pound. Blue team taking game number 1 very dominantly.
Really, really intelligent on that one, too. You saw the 2 weapon tosses forcing out the dodge for a moment there. It was like, okay, really good movement coming out from Hexo, being able to not get taken out by those 2 weapon tosses. Then it's like, oh, wait, you also still don't have your dodge, so in comes gravity cancel down like ground pound. Like, that's just a clean KO, really just forcing out all the options.
Yeah, exactly. And those situations are, I think, equally as important as team combos are. Situations where they really shouldn't make it back because we have 2 people that are, you know, ready to cover options off stage. Equally as important as team combos, as we see the red team there with a big open up on the unarmed and the gauntlets, and the double down stick comes in, going for the dunk with the downer. Didn't find the connection, but still keeping up the pressure. The side airs do come in, going for the recovery high, but the red team with quite a bit of a damage lead. Right now, Super Y already in the red.
What an explosive start from the red team. They know they want to wrestle this momentum back in their favor. You even saw SillyGobi go out to the right side after Hexo did that gravity cancel neutral signature. Didn't quite lead to a KO, but you can see that damage advantage. If red team keeps this momentum, could see a game 2 going their way.
Like side air there, sends off stage, of course, but the end light comes in from Hexo, and right now the red team looking very solid to take a continued lead here, as Hexo has barely taken any damage. Right now, Marckiemoo looking at the sunset of their stock.
I do want to highlight a moment ago, you saw Hexo go down and actually did a recovery from below Marckiemoo. You talked about how Marckiemoo likes to use that cannon toss up to give him some protection from above. That made Hexo go, okay, I'll just go from below. Oh, Gobi.
You can't give that dodge
Gobi,
in
you
there.
just respawned.
Okay, Hexo expending resources to save their teammate there as you have a little bit of room to work with here. Downlight into Cider, avoiding the weapon toss from their own teammate, but it's a really, really tough spot for the red team. And oh, the weapon toss continues, but you're still saving right now. Hexo saving SillyGobi, but eating so much damage for it. Hexo losing the stock there, and SillyGobi as well as Marckiemoo finds the double KO on the Onyx.
Mental boom. Hexo is not playing right now. Not sure what's going on, but it looks like a halt has happened. SillyGobi still keeping the hands warm. All right, Hexo's back into it. Dude, that's very polite from Marckiemoo and Super Y, because like, once again, Sparky and I and Twos were like, we take those. You took your hands off the controller.
I'm on cannon,
it's a tournament.
and someone's not moving. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm neutral lighting you off the stage. Good luck.
Yeah. Very nice of them. We love sportsmanship.
Super Y in the deep red alongside Marckiemoo. There is a world where the red team brings this back. Even stocks right now. SillyGobi just needs to survive.
Little clash there happens. You see Marckiemoo off stage right now, but they don't really feel like pursuing, especially versus an Onyx with gauntlets on. It might not be worth the risk of going for that. You get reversal, you lose your stock, the game's over.
Oh, SillyGobi gonna get disarmed by that sidelight into the recovery, but Hexo able to take down that stock. Once again, even though Hexo is deep red, SillyGobi's the one that's the target for the blue team, because once SillyGobi's out of there, it's all 1v2 territory. Blue team's shown they do have some combos.
Wow, Hexo using that nair to even see their teammate from getting team comboed there. Those pickups are so important to avoid, especially with an Onyx online, a legend with such solid 6 for finishing combos and 2s. Big nair there, and the down air from top to bottom. The double KO comes online for Marckiemoo, and now Hexo, last stock situation versus the 2 here. It's really, really tough.
I mean, we saw him do a really solid 1v2 in the last game, and the blue team had 4 stocks to start it off. Maybe they're, oh, okay. Dare, down lane, okay, this time he waits for it. Marckiemoo got away from it, and there's the team combo to finish it off. Really good adaptation coming out from Marckiemoo and Super Y.
0-2 KO. It feels like some of those videos where it's Street Fighter 2, but it's 2 people on the screen. I always call that, you know, it's like task level when they get that good at it, where there's nothing you could do there. I mean, you are just getting put through an unskippable cutscene, and for them, nothing major. They just do it.
Dude, that's a Marvel combo right there. You got the TOD, and then you're just stuck watching the cutscene like you said. As long as the inputs come out clean, you're good. And the question mark, again, it comes down to SillyGobi. He's the one who's getting taken out really early, coming in once again on that low defense legend. There's a very, very minute chance he goes to the Roland, because he used to play that like 15 billion years ago. But I don't know if he wants to uproot a dinosaur right now.
I would take the Sir Roland, I think. I think that's not a bad pick. I like Lanson 2s, you know this about me. See some pretty solid damage. The combination working for the blue team, the bow and the cannon, I mean, such dominating forces in stage control, especially on the ground. And then you have Marckiemoo, who was finding the double KO there with the downlight nair and then a down air afterwards. Like, just really, really solid cannon play from Marckiemoo. Very stable, right? You see Marckiemoo going for some extended strings. We saw that ground pound on the left side of the stage in the last game, but also knowing when to just get the 1 or 2 hit, get the side air that sends them off stage, get the down air to send them off stage, and then go back to center and play for that 2v1 situation. That's what it's all about in 2s.
Okay, well, we are seeing a switch up on the red team. It's going to be SillyGobi over to the Val, and it's going to be Hexo over to the Hattori for game number 3. Really hoping that they can get one on the board and not go straight into the elimination side to start off their Tuesday. Oh, dude, how would Gobi, you're on a higher defense legend and you're still getting taken out at the top of the map. Hexo might get taken out off that neutral 6 soon.
Downlight into side air. You saw Marckiemoo with even the exhausted recovery still finding the KO on the gauntlets. Nice little pickup there from Hexo. Marky going for that sig to get off me. Didn't find a connection, but does get the space. Does its job. Nice down air there. Reversal. No resources because you gravity cancel downlighted, trying to get an early KO, and that costs you your stock. And now the blue team with such a solid lead right now, going under the stage there.
I like that punish from Gobi with that side air. Unfortunate that it didn't really lead to more, but there was that threat of Marckiemoo from above, so SillyGobi couldn't really chase. Still playing from behind. SillyGobi already getting close to that red.
Downlight into recovery, does find his connection on the Hattori. Marky with the cannon immediately going on the offensive, just looking for side lights to try to disrupt the 2v1. It actually works out. You get hit away, but you don't get KO'd, so you have another chance to hold on to this stock for dear life. And Marckiemoo has been getting so much for it. Another recovery, finds a high landing opportunity, and then it's just another stock.
They were so high in the sky. Marckiemoo putting SillyGobi down to his final stock. Might be another 1v2 as SillyGobi
classic
didn't
foul
get the
mistake.
wall
Oh,
touch.
using the Nair to save themselves, but still getting ground pound. SillyGobi finds another Nair and gets back on the stage, and still SillyGobi trades away Hexo stock, and they're both still on the stage somehow.
You know, in
Is it
terms
worth?
of trades, it's like, at least Gobi's still in it. Like, it's unfortunate that you had to lose Hexo's stock for it, but like, I guess it's nice that he's still in it because it's still 2v2.
Definitely would prefer that than having, you know, a 2v1, but you have 2 stocks in the 2v1.
Yeah.
Both teams get hit in the air. Both of their teammates go to assist them on the landing. Very smart play from both teams. Sidelight into the sidelight, doesn't find the connection. Right now, SillyGobi kind of sidelined right now and sent very low off stage, but they're both fine.
Yo, Hexo's so good at saving.
Oh, the gravity capsule haymaker works!
All right, the cleanup, red team. Last stocks here, blue team on their last stocks as well. Can the red team get themselves on the board? SillyGobi deep red, Hexo not far behind. Misses the sig.
Okay, Hexo really struggling to land right now. The end light resets the landing once again. Marky trying to set up something there, and that does find the KO on SillyGobi, and Hexo gets caught by the Onyx side air, and that's going to be it for the blue team as they take it 3-0.
Yeah, really clean W coming out from Marckiemoo and Super Y, showing why the chat was such a huge fans of them. Coming in here, 90% chance to win, or at least 90% faith to win. Goodness.